Vincent, do you have overtime today too? Your supper's waiting for you. Should I start eating without you?
If you want, you must be a real moron if you've been sitting there waiting for me all this time.
Why do you have to speak to me like that? There's just no need. Did you forget already how mad at me you were last time when I ate supper without you?
That's because it was still too early then. It's 10 p.m. now. This time's different. You don't have to wait around for me forever like some lapdog. Start using your own brain and eat without my permission from now on.
Fine, I will. What time do you think you're gonna get off tonight? Is this the same project you've been working on all month?
What difference would it make if you knew?
I was just wondering roughly what time I should expect you back. If I'm still awake, I don't mind making you something light. You're probably gonna be pretty tired.
You needn't bother. If you're cooking, I'll just eat out instead.
What? Why?
I'm getting kind of bored of your cooking lately, Helen. It's... how to put this? Dry, bland, flavorless, and uninspiring. I put up with it all this time hoping you'd learn and improve, but it's just as hopeless as ever. You're getting worse, if anything. I'd rather eat out than force myself to eat your prison mush again.
But I get new recipes off the internet and try making things all the time. Prison mush? How could you say that?
The recipes might change, but the person doing the cooking is just as much of a flop as she always was. Your cooking just doesn't taste good, Helen. I kept it quiet this whole time because I'm a nice guy, but everyone has their limits. To put it bluntly, you have no sense.
Is it really that bad? You always used to seem like you were enjoying it.
What, back when we just got married? Give me a break! Which freshly married guy wouldn't tell his wife her food was delicious, even if it wasn't? That's just how it works. Things have changed. I'm not obligated to lie to protect your feelings, or not have you sulk on me anymore.
I see. I'm sorry. I can do better. I'll study the cookbooks and improve my game. I can do it!
Cookbook study isn't gonna help you. We're way past that. How long have you been doing this now? You've been a stay-at-home housewife for what, 5 years? It's pretty obvious you already hit your peak if you didn't improve at all in that time. There's no harm in just accepting it, you know? It's okay to admit you suck at something.
Vincent, I can't help but feel you've been a little cold towards me lately. The things you say, you've become so abusive. I do my best with the cooking, you know? I really do. I know you work hard, and I always try to make sure you have something you enjoy waiting for you on the table when you get home. You don't have to speak to me like that. It's like I'm not even human.
And it's not just the cooking. You're getting old, too.
Well, I guess I'm 30 now.
I thought you were a real cutie back when you had your youthful good looks. But now, you're just a worn-out hag in her 30s. It's actually kind of sad to see how much your looks have deteriorated. That said, that's no excuse for rudeness. Mom and Dad always taught me to respect the elderly, so of course I'm gonna be super nice to you as always.
Wow, Vincent, you're a real charmer. A worn-out old hag. You're hardly one to talk, are you? If you're gonna say that about me, I could just easily call you an old man, you know.
You idiot! A man is like a fine wine. He grows in value as he ages. I'm only gonna keep getting more attractive from here on out. Women, on the other hand, and I'm really sorry to have to tell you this, sweet cheeks, lose value with every day that passes by. Without your looks to rely on, you're nothing. You really should understand this by now.
I had no idea you felt that way about women.
This ain't just how I feel, babe. This is how all men feel deep down. Wanna know why? 'Cause it's the truth! Not only that, but you're a stay-at-home housewife, which makes your value to society lower than a piece of garbage.
Garbage? Don't you think that's going a little too far? My God, you're horrible! Besides, you're the one who wanted me to become a stay-at-home housewife in the first place! You practically begged me! It's not like I wanted to stop working and dedicate my entire life to being your live-in slave.
Slave? Don't make me laugh! If you wanted to keep your job so damn bad, why did you resign as soon as I asked you to? Your life has been a breeze ever since. Seriously, you never had it so good, and you have the nerve to complain? Get out of here.
I resigned because you said you wanted me to focus on the housework, and I wanted to make you happy. Plus, your mom and dad were always opposed to us both working, and I didn't want to rock the boat. It wasn't an easy decision, I could assure you. You have no idea how many sleepless nights I had in the run-up to actually handing in my resignation.
You still did it though, and it was ultimately your decision. Stop trying to blame everything on me. You act like you have no free will of your own. If my parents told you to jump off a cliff, would you do that? Yeah, you know what? If we're gonna have this goddamn waste of energy discussion, I may as well make it known what a complete waste of space loser you are. How you like them apples, huh? You're nothing without me. You hear me? I've met slugs more productive than you.
There goes that famous charm of yours again. If I'm so useless, why were you so desperate for me to become a housewife? If you're gonna treat me like dirt, then I'll just go back to work.
Oh, no you don't. The housework ain't gonna do itself, woman.
Do it yourself.
You really think I've got enough free time to be doing your job as well as my own? I'm a busy guy, Helen.
Then, what is it gonna take to make you happy? What happened to you, Vincent? What happened to the Vincent I fell in love with? You never used to be this cold, heartless brute.
You've changed too, Helen.
Huh?
Your face is all saggy now. You have wrinkles around your mouth, too. What happened to my submissive, obedient Helen? And what the hell did I do to deserve this sassy bitch queen who thinks she has to talk back to me every time I speak? You don't have to answer. I know it's because you turned into a jaded old hag.
Oh my god. Are you saying the only value I ever had to you was my youth?
I mean, I never put it as bluntly as that. But if that's what you think, then I'm not gonna argue over it.
I can't believe you're being like this.
It's about time you knew your place, woman. You better make sure you work extra hard from now on to make sure I don't get completely bored of you.
Vincent, it's about the divorce papers you slammed on the table while I was eating my sugar loops in the morning.
Did you sign them?
Not yet.
Why not? Be a darling and hurry up and get it done. Don't tell me you plan on clinging to me. We're finished. Accept it.
I can't believe you do this on my birthday of all days. How could you be so heartless?
I want a divorce. Whether it's your birthday or not doesn't change that. I'm not gonna play games with you. You'll get no fake kindness or insincerity from me. It might not feel great, but at least you know where you stand. Look on the bright side. Me being a heartless douchebag should make this a whole lot easier to go through with it.
On the part where it says reason for divorce, you wrote because I'm 30? That's why you're divorcing me?
Well, it's not exactly like that. But look, I can't deny it. Attraction is important in a relationship, babe. And to tell you the truth, old ladies just don't do it for me.
So a 30-year-old is just an old hag to you?
Face it, we're just not gonna see eye to eye on this. This is a fundamental difference in the way we view the world. Sign the damn papers already and stop giving me a hard time. Why would you ever want to stay with me? You'll only carry on getting hurt.
I've been doing a lot of thinking about you lately, and I realized you've been being more and more horrible to me with every year I get older. I didn't want to accept it at first, but when I thought about it, the pattern was too obvious to ignore.
Oh no, did I get found out? You gotta admit though, I was pretty nice to you until you were 28, right? Say what you want about me, but a girl will get my respect and affection while she still brings something to the table.
I see. I have absolutely no objection to divorcing you.
Thank God for that. That's settled then. Make sure the divorce papers are signed and on the table by the time I get home. And once you've done that, make the necessary preparations for getting the heck out of my life.
I'll sign the papers on one condition.
Huh? One condition? What are you talking about?
Admit to the affair and pay me compensation.
What the hell?
Did you just think I'd sat around doing nothing these last few months? You always said you were doing overtime, and yet not a single cent ever appeared in your wages. Even if it was unpaid overtime, you were still coming home way later than your boss would ever expect you to stay behind at the office, even on his worst days. I've had my doubts for a while now.
You got any proof? This is a pretty wild accusation you're making. I suggest you choose what you say next very carefully.
Is that a threat? I'm saying it precisely because I have proof. You've been meeting some young floozy behind my back, haven't you? You've been cheating on me. So, what's it gonna be? I'm happy to take this through the courts if that's what it takes, and don't think I'm backing down. So, make up your mind. You gotta own up to what you've done. Or shall we leave it to the judge instead?
This is why old hags like you grind my gears. You go learning about things you have no business knowing, then you go making threats you have no right to make? Compensation? You've got some nerve.
Me? All I'm doing is defending myself. You're the one who's cheated on me in the first place.
Yep, whatever. I'm the bad guy. I'll pay the compensation, no biggie. You goddamn worn out old hag. You're way past your sell-by date. Turns out your personality is just as rotten as your face. It's because you're twisted enough to try to pull masculine crap like this to salvage your dignity that I'm tossing you aside.
Nothing you say could possibly hurt me anymore. I've heard it all before.
So this new chick I'm dating, she's got a cute face and a banging body. The most delicious pair of melons on her chest and the juiciest peach a man ever did see. Her personality's not bad either. Plus, she can cook. She's the whole package. She blows you out of the water. You probably just burst into tears from the crushing feeling of inferiority just from standing next to her. You really think a used up, worn out, bitter old has-been like you has any hope at finding love again? Maybe if you settle for some 40-year-old fat dude who lives in his mom's basement. Good luck with loser life. Lord knows you're gonna need it. Think of the compensation you get from me as a cheer of encouragement to get you started.
No matter what happens, I'll be a million times happier than you make me.
Impossible! All the high-value guys are going to be taken by young, quality women. In a sense, it must be liberating. You're so withered and past it, there's no point in trying. After all, how can things get any worse when you're already at rock bottom? That has to be a positive.
Marriage isn't the only form of happiness in life.
Spoken like a true loser. You don't have to try putting on a bold front with me, sweet cheeks. I know how destroyed and broken you are inside. The only life that awaits you now is one filled with the regret of getting dumped by a high-earning stud from a major company.
You really are the lowest of lows. Marrying you was the biggest mistake of my life.
Really? It wasn't all bad for me, you know. I was happy at the start. I got the privilege of enjoying you during the peak of youth, you know, before everything started sagging. You might be a bitter, greedy ball of worn-out flab now, but things weren't always this bad. And I'm pleased to say I got the privilege of harvesting your fruits before the drought set in.
You'll regret saying all those hurtful things one day. And you know what? It's gonna be beautiful. I can't wait.
Sorry to be the bearer of bad news, babe, but I have a banging hot young girlfriend, and things in my life could not be going better. Sucks to be you, huh? You, on the other hand, you better start job hunting. But wait! Oh no! How are you gonna explain that huge stay-at-home housewife gap on your resume? Face it, you're useless to society now. Hopefully you can at least leverage that supreme arrogance of yours to your advantage. Good luck! I'll be rooting for you from a tiny corner in the back of my mind as your ex-husband. Long time no see.
Who's this?
It's me, you doofus. Vincent.
What do you want?
No need to be so cold. Did your personality get even worse the more you aged?
If you didn't message me for a reason, I'm just gonna block you.
No, wait a sec! There's a reason I messaged you, actually.
What?
It just so happens that I saw you by chance last week. Obviously, you got even wrinklier because it's been a whole 10 years, but you actually didn't look that bad for an old hag. I gotta give you some credit.
I see.
Then when I brought you up with a shared acquaintance of ours, she told me you were the CEO of a company now. My jaw nearly hit the floor. You sure came a long way since your days of being a piece of garbage.
By being a piece of garbage, I take it you mean stay-at-home housewife?
You're working now, so surely you understand how useless and unproductive someone who's only capable of doing housework is, I mean. What a drain on society. Doesn't it just make you sick? You were young back then, so I guess I can forgive you.
I think a housewife's job is just as worthy of respect and admiration as any others.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. I heard you made a company that employs housewives. What was it again? Housekeeping services? I knew it as soon as I heard. You only did it to spite me. It's obvious.
Sorry, Vincent, but this conversation isn't productive enough for me to continue engaging with. So rather than entertaining your fatuous nonsense for a second longer, how about you tell me who it was that you gave my contact information?
Elena, you know, the one who managed that corporate event you and I met at all those years back?
Why would Elena do that? She's the last person in the world I'd expect to leak my details to you.
Me and some of the guys at work, we threw a big drinking party with one of our major clients the other day, and Elena tagged along. I may have borrowed her phone while she went to the toilet and had a little peek.
Well, I see you're just as much of a scumbag as you always were.
What was I supposed to do? You didn't tell me anything about you being a CEO now. So I had a little peek, that's all. What's the harm? She didn't even know. I really wanted to talk to you, so I had no choice.
You're a complete stranger to me now.
Damn, I might be too late. Seems like your personality's so warped, you can't even converse on a basic level now. Getting dumped all those years back must have really taken its toll on you.
You still haven't mentioned anything that qualifies as a legitimate reason for contacting me out of the blue after 10 years. Admit it, you didn't need to talk to me about anything at all, did you? I don't have time to waste on childish conversations with you. I'm blocking you. I'll also be telling Elena that you looked at her phone while she wasn't looking.
Wait, I'm about to make you an offer you can't refuse.
An offer I can't refuse?
You're 40 now, right? You did pretty well to become a CEO, I'll give you that. But no matter how well your work life is going, your private life must be pretty lonely, right?
Excuse me?
You looked somehow tired of everything when I saw you. I thought you might be in need of a little action, if you catch my drift. Well, I just want you to know that I'm willing to step up to the task. I can be your guy.
What are you talking about?
Let's face it, you're old, you're dried up, and you probably get less action than a comic book enthusiast. How long has it been? Years? A decade? Well, in my infinite kindness and benevolence, I'm willing to satisfy your needs for the low, low price of $750 a time. How does that sound? You know it's the best you're gonna get, so don't even bother pretending to be shocked. I know you like the back of my hand, inside and out, every solitary crevice, every hidden nook and cranny. So leave everything to me, sweet cheeks. Your mind, your body, your soul, I've got you covered.
Gross. It's actually impressive how shamelessly you're able to say such disgusting things. Oh. My husband says you're to go to the CEO's office first thing tomorrow morning. Go up to the reading room as soon as you get to the office.
Huh? The CEO's office? Wait, what? Your husband?
Yes, my husband. That means the guy I'm married to.
You got married again?
That's right.
Why didn't you tell me that earlier? I only volunteered because I felt bad thinking you were a lonely spinster. I'm not interested in some old hag's wife.
You're the one who assumed I was single despite knowing nothing about me anymore.
Well, anyone who'd marry you can't be all that much. Who is he? Some basement-dwelling nerd? A homeless guy? A drug addict? No self-respecting man would marry a worn-out 40-year-old divorcee. He's probably fat and bald or old or all of the above. I know it.
Did you forget what I just told you?
Huh? What are you talking about?
I said you're to go to the CEO's office as soon as you get to work in the morning.
Why would I have to go to the CEO's office? Stop talking crap! Oh no, you're not getting Alzheimer's too, are you? The last thing you need is your wits going the same way as your looks, but I guess it was inevitable. Stop talking crap, you pathetic old bat.
My husband is the CEO of your company.
Huh?
Does the name Elvin Musk ring a bell? Well, he's my husband now. He's also watching this entire conversation.
Gah, you're joking, aren't you? Yes, you have to be. This is all just one big, silly joke, isn't it? Tell me it is.
It isn't. That's why Elvin wants to see you in his office first thing tomorrow morning. You've hurled your fair share of malicious abuse at me, and you will be punished accordingly.
Helen, I'm so sorry. I don't know what came over me. You see, I've had a fever these last few days, and I haven't been feeling myself. I think I need a warm drink and some rest. I really am sorry, and by that I mean super sorry. Did I mention how sorry I am? And Mr. Musk, sir, please forgive me for my disgraceful behavior. The things I said about your beautiful, kind, intelligent wife, there's just no forgiving them. I don't know what came over me.
It's too late.
No, please! There was no ill will behind any of it!
Are you really claiming you said everything you did with no ill will? That's not gonna fly with me. Regardless, whether there was ill will or not, you said what you said, and the consequences will be what they will be. Nothing changes.
I'm so sorry! Look, to tell you the truth, my life hasn't been going so well lately. I've had all this pent-up frustration, and when I heard about how well you were doing, I took my anger out on you.
Do I look like your punching bag?
I'm sorry, my actions are unforgivable. I promise I'll never contact you again. I'll never say anything mean to you again.
I heard your lover pulled a vanishing act on you after divorce. Is that true? I also heard you haven't heard from her since. Oh, could it be that she was only after your money all along? And as soon as she realized you guys wouldn't be eating out as much anymore due to the compensation you owed, she lost interest?
How did you know that?
A little birdie told me. I have friends in all sorts of places, and you wouldn't believe the things I hear. Did you really think you had any allies in your crowd you constantly ranted to? About how women in their 30s are basically grandmas these days? Or how stay-at-home housewives are human garbage? You even got warned once at work about your hateful remarks.
I'm just the type of person who says what's on my mind, that's all. I never meant to upset anyone. Why do people have to read so deeply into things?
Ah, I see. So you're free to say whatever you like as you never meant to hurt anyone, is that right? In that case, let's just make something clear. You're a worthless scumbag. You're a worn-out, desperate, pathetic old man with no value to anyone who blew all his money on a gold digger. Your personality's rotten to the core, and you're beyond saving. You're not just a disgrace to humanity, that would be putting it too mildly, but to all forms of life in the universe. That's why no one wants anything to do with you. You've really gone down in the world, huh? You used to be so full of pride and bluster, and now look at you. A lonely old man reduced to begging for money from his ex-wife.
That was just uncalled for.
Oh, that's funny. I thought I could say whatever I wanted. There's no ill will, you know. I was just taking a leaf out of your book, Vincent. What's the issue?
Helen, it was wrong of me to divorce you like that.
I disagree. I think it was the best thing you ever did. I'm so much happier without you in my life.
Really? I can't say the same, babe. I'm at rock bottom here. Work is all I have left. You can't take that from me, too. Do you really want to back me into a corner like this? Without my job, I'll have nothing. Please, convince your husband, Mr. Musk, to overlook this. Please, for old time's sake.
I'll do nothing of the sort. You're the one who messaged me today. I want you to remember that. You're the one who mocked and abused me. Would you mind explaining how you're suddenly the victim in all this?
I'm so sorry. I truly am sorry, Helen. I swear, I'll behave from now on. I'll never message you again. I'll dedicate my whole life to my work.
I'm pleased to hear you say that, but it's far too late. If only this had been your attitude from the beginning. Unfortunately for you, it's not down to me anymore. I'm leaving the rest to my husband.
Helen, please call him off! Find it in yourself to forgive me! I'll get on my knees! I'll do anything! I'll turn over a new leaf, I promise! I'm begging you! I'll clean your house! I'll get rid of the weeds in your garden! I'll wash yours and your husband's clothes! Please help me! I'll do anything! I mean it!
I don't need a slave. Besides, all that sounds very stay-at-home housewife, don't you think? Finally admitting to being a piece of human garbage, are we? You reap what you sow, but you know what? I'm happier than I've ever been right now. I have a loving husband at my side, and I'm surrounded by the most wonderful children. I have a room enough in my heart to support you.
You do? That's my girl! I knew you'd pull through! You really do have a big heart!
Huh? Oh, don't misunderstand me. I'm not gonna do anything for you. I'm just encouraging you to use the supreme arrogance of yours to make your life for yourself now. When I say I support you, I just mean I'll be rooting for you from the tiny corner in the back of my mind as your ex-wife. The next morning, my ex-husband Vincent was summoned to my husband Elvin's office, and there, the CEO's office, he was dismissed and announced, "There have been several reports of him making hateful comments about women around the office. And not only that, but apparently he'd also been harassing and bullying some of the newer members and staff." Elvin said he had no other choice but to let him go. The fact that he offered me sexual favors at $7.50 each is pretty far outside of what's considered acceptable conduct for an employee towards the CEO's wife. It can't be said to have worked in his favor. Everything that happened to Vincent was, of course, entirely his own fault. And soon it became obvious that he didn't have any allies in the company, when not a single person appeared to defend him. I have no idea how he continued to support himself after he lost his job. To be honest, I don't care. I'm just praying me and my family have nothing to do with him ever again. That said, I can't claim my feelings towards my ex-husband are entirely negative. If not for him in that dark period in my life, I wouldn't be leading the blissful, fulfilled life I am now. The company I set up is doing amazingly well, and I'm lucky enough to have a kind, loving husband and the most wonderful children a woman could ever hope for. None of that would have been possible if Vincent hadn't divorced me. It's not that I'm grateful towards him, but I'm grateful that it happened, and it played an important part in me moving on to the next stage in my life. The past is the past, and I don't intend on holding on to any of the negativity. In fact, my priority in life now is doing what makes me and my family happy. It's my mission to make sure my company is the best at what it does, and that my household is always full of love, warmth, and respect. Here's to the future.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Deep text.
Hey Eric, about next week's memorial service, do you think I should take something? Some kind of present?
Yeah, I guess it wouldn't hurt to make a small gift, just as a token of respect. Some confectionery or sweets or something. My parents love that kind of thing. I think they'd be super pleased.
Okay. Should I wrap them up?
It's fine. You don't have to bother with that. They're family.
Really? You sure?
Yeah, it's fine. I have a feeling they might not even accept anything you try to give them anyway. But it won't hurt to take something just in case. Just pick something you wouldn't mind eating yourself afterwards. Anyway, more importantly, there's something I wanted to tell you. There's something I want you to be careful about at my mom and dad's place.
What is it? Some kind of family rule or etiquette?
No, it's nothing like that. You can just act normal as far as that stuff goes. But please, whatever you do, make sure you don't use the words like pregnancy or children in front of any of them. They're forbidden words.
Huh? Why?
So you know how my brother lives at my mom and dad's place with his wife?
Yeah, I remember you telling me. Your brother's the oldest son, isn't he?
Yeah, but here's the thing. Him and his wife can't have kids. She's infertile. Apparently, they've been trying all kinds of treatment, but nothing showing any signs of working.
I see.
Me and you only got married recently. But him and his wife have been married a pretty long time. What is it? Like 5 years now? Anyway, the point is, not only can they not have kids, but my mom and dad are also losing their heads over it.
Oh, I see. I wonder if they're piling all their expectations on him because he's the oldest son? Your dad's company has no successor either. That must be tough.
Right? Which is why the atmosphere there these days is so thick you could cut it with a knife. He tells me they're crazy sensitive towards any words even remotely related to pregnancy. That's why, for the sake of keeping the peace, saying any word falling into that category is strictly forbidden. There's no telling whether it might upset someone.
I see. What a difficult situation. I understand. I'll watch my mouth.
Thanks a lot, Jasmine. I appreciate you.
That must be really hard for both of them, but his wife especially. I know it might not really be my place to say, but given the situation, them living with your parents sounds like a recipe for disaster.
Huh? His wife?
Yeah, Jenna. She must be feeling the pressure more than anyone.
Yeah, I guess so.
She always had a strong sense of responsibility. She always struck me as the type to be unduly hard on herself because she's so kind and sensitive. I hope she's okay.
Me too. I'm so glad we're able to keep our distance from it all. This whole thing made me realize how grateful I am to be the second son. Then, mixed in with the gratitude and this weird sense of guilt. Like, I should somehow be sharing the burden. But honestly, and this might sound bad, but I'm glad I'm not. I wish him and Jenna all the best, but let's face it, he's a lot older than me. Which is why I think I've always been able to dodge the responsibility my parents pile on him.
Yeah, I think you're right. I'm the youngest of 3 siblings myself, so I totally get where you're coming from. I think I've had it easy too, in that sense.
Right? Being the oldest kid seems like such a drag.
Anyway, message taken on board. I'll choose my words carefully next week. I'll make sure I don't say anything to shock or upset anyone.
Great. I'm counting on you, babe.
Eric, is now a good time? I have some news for you.
You do? What is it?
Well, you know how this morning I told you how I was feeling a little bloated?
This morning? Yeah, I remember that. And actually, your belly did seem to be protruding a little more than usual.
Forgive me if this is too much info. I'm embarrassed to discuss this with you. But I've been a little constipated lately, but I just chalked it down to there being a traffic jam down there. So I decided to go to the doctors. I looked it up online, and apparently there are people who go to the doctors with constipation. So I booked an appointment and off I went.
You saw a doctor? How did it go? Is everything okay?
Well, yes. It wasn't that after all. But he told me I needed to see a gynecologist.
A gynecologist?
A gynecologist. They deal with, lady stuff. Anyway, I went to see him and I had an examination. I'm pregnant.
Yo, what? Yo, what? Seriously? You're pregnant?
The gynecologist was blown away that the other doctor didn't notice. Apparently, it's so big that they were already able to see the gender. It's a boy.
What? But you haven't been showing any signs until now, have you? I didn't notice any difference. How is this possible? How about morning sickness? Have you been feeling under the weather at all?
I haven't felt anything that seemed like morning sickness, but thinking on it now, I've been usually tired lately, especially over the last couple of weeks. In general, there hasn't been anything that screams out, "You're pregnant, Jasmine." So yeah, astonished isn't the word. Even my appetite's been totally normal, and you often hear how weird cravings are one of the telltale signs.
I can't believe we only just found out now your belly's growing. How did this happen? Is this a thing?
I even chalked that down to the constipation. Can you imagine if I hadn't been constipated? I would have carried on with my life completely oblivious.
Wait, don't your periods stop if you get pregnant? Didn't you think that was weird?
I've always had irregular periods. It's not unusual for me to go 2 or 3 months without a period, so even that wasn't a giveaway. I didn't have the faintest idea. I would have called you crazy if you'd have told me this was gonna happen a week ago. I'm so pleased I went to the doctor and found out.
Right. But wow, You're pregnant. I can't believe it. It doesn't feel real.
Aren't you pleased?
No, I am. I am pleased. I am genuinely happy. It's just, I feel bad with you getting pregnant when my brother and his wife have been struggling so desperately for a baby all this time.
I mean, it's not like we meant for this to happen, but on the other hand, I can't deny it might be a little awkward when they find out.
What do we do? I have no idea what to say to them.
What do you mean what to say? Surely we just tell them the truth. I can hardly stop our little boy growing, can I?
Right.
I'm glad I'm pregnant.
I'm glad too, I swear I am.
It's awful that Jenna's struggling. I feel genuinely sorry for her and I hope they're able to conceive in the end. I really do. But if we were to wait for them to get pregnant before we thought about having kids of our own, we could run out of time. The clock's always ticking, Eric. I'm not getting any younger, you know? If you think your mom and dad are sad about your brother, can you imagine how broken up they'd be if you didn't give them any grandchildren either?
Okay, you make a strong case. Right. We can't wait around forever. Who knows if the day would even come if we did?
Exactly. So let's be happy for ourselves. Don't you deserve to be happy too? I'm over the moon about this. I honestly could not be happier.
Me too, babe. Leave it with me. I'm gonna deliver the news to my family. I'm sure they'll be pleased for us.
Okay, honey, I'm counting on you.
Hello, Jasmine. Sorry I'm late, but congratulations on the pregnancy.
Hey, Jenna, thank you so much.
I heard you didn't even notice you were pregnant. How's the baby? Is he growing healthily?
That's right, we didn't have the faintest idea. I was so shocked, I think my jaw hit the floor. But thankfully, there doesn't seem to be anything wrong. We got the all clear on the health checks.
I see. I'm very pleased to hear that.
Me too, I was worried when I found out, so it was a huge weight off my shoulders when they told me he was doing well.
Inconspicuous or not, being heavily pregnant can never be easy. Good luck.
Thanks, Jenna, I'm gonna give it my best for me and my little one.
Jasmine, is Eric with you right now?
My husband? He has work today, so he's not here right now. Why? Did you want me to pass a message on?
Ah, he's not with you? That's good. When you say he has work today, you mean he still hasn't come home, right?
Yes. He said he should be back just after 7 p.m. Why do you ask? Did something happen?
Well, in a sense. Look, there's something I have to tell you. This might not be very pleasant for you to hear, but I have a duty. You might want to sit down.
Jenna, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but if by any chance... Are you mad with us? If it's about the baby... Look, I felt guilty when I found out too.
Huh? You felt guilty? Why?
Well, because I know how hard you and your husband have been trying for a baby. Then there's the IVF treatment, then there's his parents and all the pressure they put on you. I felt guilty when I found out I'd gotten pregnant by accident while you guys were struggling so much.
You were worried about that? Don't be silly. I'm not angry at all. You're free agents. There's no reason you and your husband should have to wait for me to get pregnant to have kids of your own.
Huh? But I was certain. Eric told me all sorts of the... Wait. What the hell is going on? None of this makes sense.
What kind of domineering witch queen do you take me for? I'd never condemn anyone for wanting children. Anyway, back to what I was saying. When's the baby due? You need to divorce your husband as soon as possible. If you can, I suggest you get your things together and go and live with your parents. Or stay with a friend. Anywhere that's not with him. Now, if you can.
Excuse me? Divorce? What? Where did that come from all of a sudden?
Your husband and your family are all your enemies. That includes my husband, too.
My enemies? Jenna, please, what are you talking about? None of this makes sense at all.
This isn't going to be nice for you to hear, but they've all been plotting a horrible, malicious plan together behind your back.
A plan? I seriously don't have a clue what you're talking about. Why would any of them be my enemies?
Your husband, his parents, and his brother. are planning on stealing your baby and giving it to me for adoption as soon as it's born.
What? You can't be serious. I don't know anything about that.
And that's by design. Because you're not supposed to have a say. They don't care about what you want. The plan is to take the baby against your will. They've been plotting in the shadows to make sure you have as little ability to resist them as possible when they make their move.
Why would they do such a thing?
Because I can't have children of my own.
Even so, that doesn't necessarily mean they'd steal my baby.
It's a baby boy, isn't it? Do you know how worried his parents have been about not having a successor to inherit Eric's dad's company? They're so old-fashioned. They're dead set on it being the eldest son's boy. I'm telling you, they seem serious about this. I'm so sorry that this is happening on my behalf.
No, this can't be. My husband would never ever go along with something like this. Handing over his newborn son to his big brother? He wouldn't.
I think you'd be surprised. He agreed pretty much straight away. To quote him, "She's still young and healthy. She has years of good childbearing years in her life. If she wants more kids, she can have them or whatever she wants." On my life, he said that.
No.
Every single member of the family you married into sees women as nothing more than childbearing factories. You have no idea how much they berate and demean me. "You're useless. Do your damn job. Why did we let you marry him?" Every single day, it never ends.
Oh my god, that's horrible. Are they really like that? Women are people, we're not tools.
Preach it, sister. But these aren't the kind of people who you can appeal to with reason or common sense. Believe me, I've tried and tried and tried. I think you should have a birth as far away from them as possible, surrounded by your own family. People you can trust. You can't trust his family. And to tell you the truth, you can't trust Eric either. I know this is hard to accept, but please, don't let them fool you with their kind words.
I can't believe he agreed to all that so easily. Did he really not even question it?
I'm sorry, Jasmine, but he didn't. I've always thought he's the kind of person to be easily swayed by those around him. And it seems doubly true with his family. He always seems disturbingly willing to do whatever his parents or brother tell him. I hate to insult your husband, but I wonder if he's ever had an independent thought in his life. I've been there the whole time they've been planning this. And I can tell you he isn't thinking about how you might feel about this. Not even one bit.
I never knew he could be so heartless. Don't get me wrong, I thought he could be a bit insensitive sometimes. But I always just put it down to him being thick-headed and stubborn. To think he'd give away his own son?
Apparently, they offered him some money in return. As soon as he heard about that, it was a full steam ahead. You could practically see the dollar signs in his eyes. Just what does he think human beings are?
You're not on board with this, are you, Jenna?
Obviously not. I was blown away when I found out. I asked myself, could my family really be this evil? The thought of them stealing your baby, I felt like I'd be living a lie this whole time. No matter which way you spin it, what they're doing is despicable, and I won't let them get away with it. That's why I had to tell you no matter what.
Thank you so much. They won't get my boy. I won't let them. I won't. I have to do something. Right, it's time for action. For the time being, I'm gonna take refuge at my parents' place. Then when I'm safe there, I'll try speaking to Eric.
Good idea. You need to get out of there as quickly as you can. If anything changes over here, or if anything seems off, I'll let you know straight away.
Jasmine! Where did you go? Are you out? You didn't go out, surely. Since when did you go out at this time? You went out, didn't you? Answer me! What's going on?
I won't be coming home again.
Huh? What? Why not? What's going on? Where did you go?
I'm just about to get on the plane.
The plane? What plane? Huh? Where the heck are you going on a plane? Huh? I don't even...
I'm going back to my parents' house. We're getting a divorce.
Why? Where did this come from? What did I do?
I know everything. I know all about your plan. You were going to steal my son and hand him over to your brother for adoption, weren't you?
Oh man. How did you...
Jenna told me.
Jenna?
Yes. Thankfully, there is at least one person in your family thinking about my feelings. She warned me and told me I needed to escape.
Hey! Let's just slow down here. This isn't any reason for divorce, is it? Don't be so drastic. Divorce is going too far.
Too far? You were about to sell our baby and I'm going too far? You're unbelievable.
If it's kids you want, you can have more whenever you want. You're young, fit, and most importantly, not infertile. You said it yourself, you felt bad for Jenna and my brother. What's the problem with giving them one baby?
Are you serious? You're insane. Admittedly, there's probably something wrong with me too for even marrying you in the first place. But good God, have you heard yourself? You're a failure of a husband. You should have been there to protect your wife when she needed you.
It wasn't like that. Wait, what? She? Who's this?
Whoops, looks like I gave myself away. It's me, Jenna. You, your brother, your parents, your entire family are total scumbags, and I'm done with you all. You know what? I actually think you're the worst of the lot. Jasmine is your wife. You saw her as nothing but a baby-making factory, as an object. How could you?
No, it wasn't like that. You're making a huge misunderstanding. Jasmine's not a baby-making factory, she's my wife!
Are you just a moron then? If it's kids you want, you could have more whenever you want? Who says that? I initially thought it was malice, but maybe you are just a complete idiot? I've been a gynecology nurse for over a decade. And let me tell you, childbirth is one of the most stressful things a woman can go through. Do you have any idea how many complications, how much trauma, how much death I've seen?
Surely those are rare exceptions. Stuff like that doesn't happen anymore due to advances in medical technology. What is this, the Stone Age?
Technology may have progressed, but the human body hasn't changed. Whether it's today or 50,000 years ago, the toll pregnancy takes on a woman's body is the same. You have the nerve to tell a woman who'd just been through all that to bring a child into this world that she can just have more whenever she wants. You're sick. Your wife and son are not toys for you to do as you please with.
I never said they were. I never meant for this to.
Just because a woman's able to have one child doesn't necessarily mean she'll be able to have a second. Do you have any idea how ignorant you've been? The human body is complicated, and there are 1,000,001 different things that can go wrong. What was your plan if it turned out she couldn't have a second? Could you have lived with yourself? Children are not possessions to be swapped and traded. They're precious miracles of nature. A child is more important to its mother than her life itself. Her packing up her things and leaving you was obviously the only way this was ever going to end. Don't you see that?
I just wanted to help my brother. All that stuff you just said. I didn't think about any of that.
You fool. You have no right to be a father. You don't even have the right to be a husband.
Divorce is too far! No! Please, talk her around! Make her see sense! Which airport is she at?
Make her see sense? She has. That's why she left you. I'm not telling you anything. Even if I did, you wouldn't make it now, even if you broke the speed limit. If you're stupid enough to contest the divorce in court, I'll be there to back her up every single step of the way. I have enough evidence to keep you and your despicable family's mouth shut for as long as you all live.
Evidence?
I'm sure you remember all of those meetings you and your lovely family held to discuss the baby's theft in secret. Well, I recorded every single one of them. Do you really think you'll have a leg to stand on when I have recordings of comments like, "I'll just make her have another one. We'll eliminate every last one of her avenues of resistance." I have all of it, and I'll use all of it if I have to.
What the hell? When did you do that? I thought you were with us.
then you're an even bigger idiot than I thought possible. This won't just be proof enough to see the divorce through. I could put you in jail, but if you are stupid enough to try and fight for custody of your son, Jasmine wins every time. This is a violation of human rights.
No, I can't lose her! She means the world to me! Anything but that! She can't divorce me!
Do you really think that much of me?
Jasmine?
Why would you have any part in such an evil, malicious plan if I really meant the world to you? I'll never be able to trust you again after this. I don't even think I'd feel comfortable in the same room as you anymore. Divorce is the only option.
Jasmine, wait! Don't do it! Please, anything but divorce! I'm so sorry. I've been a fool! I rushed headfirst into a stupid, dangerous plan without so much as a thought for your feelings! I deserve everything you say to me! It was wrong of me to suggest you could just have more kids as if it was no big deal. I didn't know having kids could be dangerous in this day and age.
Any feelings I had for you disappeared the moment I found out you were plotting to sell my son. I'm raising him on my own.
Fine, where are you? I'll come to you. Let me apologize in person.
If you dare come anywhere near me, I can't be held responsible for anything my family do to you. I'm serious. My dad and grandpa want to beat the crap out of you. They're furious and they're out for blood. My grandpa's calling in favors for some of his old connections, and he already found a top-class lawyer. My entire family are joining forces to bring you down.
I don't want to fight you!
Then give in and accept the divorce. Give up on custody of our son too.
Can't we just get everyone together and talk this through? Please, come back. We can discuss this like peaceful, reasonable adults.
You think I'm just gonna waltz right into the enemy camp like some unsuspecting deer into the lion's den? I'm not just getting as far away from you as possible for my sake. I have my son to think about now.
We're not the enemy camp. We're your family. It's not just me who wants you to come back, but my parents and brother too. We all miss you.
It's not safe for me there and I'm not coming back. Unlike you, our son's safety is my #1 priority. As far as I'm concerned, you, your parents, your brother, all of you are my enemies. I'm not some tool to be used and manipulated for you and your crazy family's twisted schemes. After that, I had the divorce papers sent to my husband and officially announced that I'd be fighting for custody of my soon-to-be-born son. Predictably, the in-laws weren't willing to give up custody without a fight, and they made it clear they'd be contesting it in court. However, everything went as expected, between the top-class lawyer my grandpa found and Jenna submitting the mountain of evidence she'd been gathering behind the scenes as the plot progressed. The legitimacy of my case, that my in-laws had plotted to take illegal possession of my newborn baby, with total disregard of my own will, was immediately acknowledged, and I won custody of my son in what must have been one of the quickest victories in legal history. Apparently, Eric was so distraught from the shock of losing me that he became completely withdrawn and turned into a disheveled recluse and shadow of his former self. Not only that, but he also blamed his parents for everything that happened. He developed a burning hatred for them, and arguments so explosive they bordered on physical confrontations became a daily occurrence. Not only after our own divorce proceedings were finalized, Jenna divorced his brother. As fellow sufferers, me and her became close friends. She found a kind, loving man who accepts her for who she is and understands her condition, who she's now living together happily with. As for me, I'm living happily with my grandpa, parents, and newborn son.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.